One of our members had made a version of this calculating monkey following Jan Wingert's original design, which can be downloaded from the address shown here. That was made using an A4 sheet of 3mm birch ply. We thought it would be a fun challenge to try and construct a larger one out of a single A1 sheet of card on the big laser cutter. After a bit of messing with Inkscape and using the Adobe Illustrator format, we managed to get the design SVG into Coral. Our target is A1, so all the widths and heights have to be expanded by a factor of 2.8. However, the thickness of the card is 2mm, so any spots where the pieces intersect need to be narrowed down. There are some obvious places and some less obvious ones. This is quite a complicated design, so along the way it was split into layers. This separates the cuts from the engraves. The design was then transferred to RDWorks. This unused piece of card on the right was used to experiment to find the best settings for the power on the laser cutter. Then the laser cutter was set off. After about 30 minutes, it had completed the job. Only once the card was examined was it apparent that the chosen cutting settings were a little too weak and some pieces had to be cut out by hand. Even with the adjustments, the slot widths were still way too big. So, the components used to peg pieces together were made double layered. This actually later turned out to be a rather good thing. Another issue was that two of the elements that were meant to be mirror images were instead just duplicates. We can fix that by pushing the peg through to the other side. While gluing and assembling, we found a good way to secure the pegs. Because they are double layered, we can just hit them with a hammer and they become pretty effective rivets. After all that, we ended up with a bigger version of the device. The idea here is that if you point the feet at two numbers, then the window near the hands moves to where it shows their product. Our version is a bit stiff, but it works.